I'd now like to introduce to the stage Dan Erez. He's a new SME to the FinOps Foundation community, and he's from the Israel Tax Authority.
Thank you, Dean, and thank you guys for joining me, although it's hard to see you with these lights. I'm going to talk about how to control AI costs using, well, mostly AI, but a little bit about me first. I've been around for, well, a long time, doing software development, software architecture, and in the last couple of years, I've been working on integrating AI into the software development lifecycle, and I've done a few projects, and this session is about one of them, done for our tax authority. I also like to share ideas and speak and write in Medium, so you're more than welcome to follow me and give me feedback. I'd love that. LLMs. Software developers have been very early adopters of LLMs. I think that currently most of the code is generated by AI to some degrees, but many other organizations are starting to use AI-based applications, and the project I've mentioned is text-to-SQL project for our tax authority, so even government agencies, which are traditionally late adopters, starting to use AI-based application for various tasks, so it's coming, and soon it's going to be everywhere. And not only that, you have to understand that applications will be built differently, right? Nowadays, you usually have a backend server that the services are hard-coded. If you want to bring, for example, the income of or the revenue from last year, you have to create an API for that, create the service, access the database, writing the necessary queries. But not anymore, right? Using an LLM with some business knowledge and database knowledge, you can overcome that and simply ask for the needed information. And with this knowledge, text-to-SQL actually works. So no more back-end coding. Same goes for the front end. No more working hard on creating dashboards and using Power BI or whatever to actually hard creating the UI components that you need. Same goes here. You can ask for the specific information, give me last year revenues or how much pizza slices John has sold, and you're going to get that, and it's going to be visualized the way you'd like it to be, dynamically. So no more hard coding of services anymore, just LLM-based. So this is like roughly how it's going to look. LLM in the center, you ask for what you need. LLM is connected through MCP or other tools to your data sources, and it can actually bring you any data and visualize it however you like, using your own company components or in whatever way. You can check out new protocols like MCP UI or Agent to UI and see what the plans are. UI is going to change. Web browser is going to change. The model client will going to be your main UI. But what does that mean for you if you're interested in FinOps, right? It means that the cost of LLM is going to go skyrocketing. And I grabbed this chart from somewhere in the web, but I think the costs are going to be much higher. For one of the reasons is that currently the large AI companies like OpenAI and Anthropic are losing a lot of money, billions. They price their services very low in order to catch larger market shares, because this is new stuff, and organizations are starting to adopt it, so they're pricing it low. They cannot do that for long. So I believe prices will go up, and the cost of AI is going to be much higher, even from those large and scary numbers. But the good news is that you have a lot to do. And I think that controlling AI cost is going to be the name of the game in FinOps, right? Because most of the heavy lifting will be done by models, and the cost will be accordingly. So you have a lot of things you can do in order to control that. And it doesn't matter if you're from the technical side or from the business side. The AI cost should be in your head constantly, because it can make the difference between a losing product or company and a profitable one. So I'll go over a few things as much as time allows, and these are just examples. You can do a lot more. Maybe I'll talk about it in a future session. First of all, let's talk about the models, right? You don't have to use the best model all the time. Take Anthropic, for example. They have at least 3 families of models: the Opus, the best one, Sonnet, and Haiku, the cheapest one, and the difference is considerable. So in many cases, you don't have to use the strongest one. For example, if you have a recipe-generating application, you can check whether the question or the query that's coming to you is a query for recipe, and it's a question that any model can answer. Right? You have to check that no one is asking you to delete the database or asking you for a list of employees. You only want to focus on your business, in this case, recipes, and reject all other requests. And cheaper model can do that. And you can take it even further by using simple, locally running models. For that, you need to do like one-time investment for a GPU. It doesn't have to be the strongest GPU, but after that, you can run decent models for the simpler tasks. A lot of money saved, and then you can route the queries by checking them with AI, without AI, by the user role, by the application type, but by whatever is suitable for your business. Next, the query. Right? Like I mentioned before, you can do a fast rejection if the query is not relevant for your application. You have to put guardrails anyway, right? So no one can harm your system. You can do that with AI, and you should do that. You can shorten the query, right? If we go back to our example of the recipe application, some people will tell you, my 7-year-old child have a birthday party and he likes to eat pizza, so please give me a pizza recipe. You don't need all that, you just need to find out about the recipe. And again, you can shorten this query with a cheap model, or you can even do it with a simple UI that only accepts a name for the recipe without the story behind that. Use caching, right? In our example of a recipe, some recipes were already asked for, and you can return the answer from the cache. Going forward to the answer. Again, LLMs love to talk, and when we did the text-to-SQL application, we got an answer like, I'm going to give you a SQL query that does this and that. Here's the SQL query. And even after that, when you run this SQL query, you're going to get this and that. We don't want that. Ask it for just the stuff that you need. And even better, ask it to format the answer, usually in a JSON. It will make the rest of the application easier to handle this answer and reduce the number of tokens you're going to pay for. Few other things. You're going to use RAG or context graph or other methods to bring business information to the model in order for it to answer your questions. This is a common case, but don't give it too much, right? And it's bad in 2 ways. First of all, you're going to pay a lot more. And second, it's going to lose focus. Even in models that has a 1,000,000 tokens context window, after 100,000, it's starting to lose focus. So put your mind to that as well. 2 last things. In conversational applications, you pass the chat history. You can compact that using a simple model to summarize it, and use tools to bring the exact data that you need. Unlike RAG that bring you a lot of text that is semantically similar to the query, you can do it in a pinpointed manner and do it better. To summarize, a lot of things you can do for simpler to more complicated. Maybe I'll dive into that in some future session. Thank you for listening, and if you have any other questions or feedback, please connect with me. Thank you.
Hey everyone, producer Andrew here. Thank you so much for watching and for your support. For more FinOps content, go check out our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and leave comments and questions for all of our wonderful speakers. We appreciate your support.